What if the business you know today becomes obsolete tomorrow? A question that might seem daunting, but in today's fast-paced business landscape, it's a reality many companies face. Disruptive innovation, a term coined by Harvard professor Clayton M. Christensen in the late 90s, is the driving force behind this rapid transformation. It's the process by which a smaller company, often with fewer resources, manages to challenge established industry leaders. The key is that these disruptors are not just improving existing products or services, they are changing the game entirely. Take, for instance, the tale of Blockbuster, a once thriving video rental giant. As the new millennium dawned, Blockbuster was on top of the world, but then, along came a little startup called Netflix. Instead of requiring customers to drive to a store, Netflix offered DVDs by mail, and then, a few years later, started streaming movies and shows directly to people's homes. The convenience and novelty of this model caught on, and Blockbuster, unable to adapt, found itself outpaced and outdated. Then there's the story of Uber. Traditional taxi services had long dominated urban transportation. But with the advent of smartphone technology, Uber introduced a platform that connected drivers and passengers directly, offering a more efficient, convenient, and often cheaper service. This ride-sharing model disrupted the industry so much that Uber has now become a verb in our everyday language. These examples illustrate a stark truth about our current business landscape. Disruption is the new norm. Established companies can no longer rest on their laurels. Instead, they must be ready to adapt and evolve, or risk becoming the next Blockbuster. But this isn't a doom and gloom message. It's a wake-up call, an invitation to see the opportunities that lie within disruption. After all, every Netflix and Uber started as a small idea in a world dominated by giants. With disruption being the new norm, let's examine how businesses can thrive in such a volatile environment. Because in the face of disruption, there is not only challenge but also enormous potential for those willing to embrace change. Are disruptors born, or can they be made? Let's dive into the common characteristics that shape disruptive businesses. First and foremost, they identify a gap, a need not fully met by existing market players. This unfulfilled need becomes the playground for disruptive business ideas. Consider Airbnb, a classic example of a disruptor. The founders, Brian Chesky and Joe Gebbia, didn't start with the idea of shaking up the hospitality industry. They began with an immediate problem: making rent. During a design conference in San Francisco, they noticed that all hotel rooms were booked. Seeing an opportunity, they inflated some air mattresses and offered a unique accommodation experience. Thus, the seed for Airbnb was sown. Airbnb recognized a gap in the market. Affordable, authentic, and local accommodation options were scarce. They introduced a business model that not only filled this gap, but also challenged the established hotel chains. Airbnb didn't invent home sharing or bed and breakfasts, but they leveraged technology to connect people with spare rooms to those seeking accommodations in a way that was unheard of before. And this brings us to the second characteristic of disruptive businesses. They introduce a novel business model that upends the status quo. Airbnb's model was unique, allowing anyone with a spare room to become part of the hospitality industry. This democratization of accommodation services was a game changer, causing ripples that continue to reshape the hospitality industry. The third characteristic of disruptive businesses is their ability to scale rapidly. Airbnb expanded globally in a few short years, leveraging the internet's reach and the growing desire for unique travel experiences. Lastly, disruptive businesses are resilient. They face resistance, legal battles, and backlash from traditional players. Airbnb was no exception, but it stood its ground, continuously innovating and adapting to overcome challenges. So, are disruptors born or made? Perhaps it's a bit of both. They are born out of necessity, out of a need not being met. But they are made through resilience, innovation, and the audacity to challenge the status quo. Disruptive businesses are not just about innovation, but about reshaping entire industries. How does technology act as a catalyst for disruption? You see, technology isn't just a tool that we use, it's a force that shapes the way we live, work, and do business. It's the wind that fills the sails of change, driving businesses to new shores of opportunity. And when harnessed correctly, it can be the very heart of disruption. Take a look at Amazon, for instance. Once upon a time, it was nothing more than an online bookstore nestled in the vast expanse of the internet. But Jeff Bezos, its founder, had a vision that exceeded beyond just selling books. He saw the potential of technology to transform the way we shop. Amazon leveraged technology to revolutionize retail. It used the power of data analytics to understand its customers, their preferences, and their shopping habits. This enabled Amazon to offer personalized recommendations, enhancing the customer experience and driving repeat business. But Amazon didn't stop there. It harnessed the power of cloud computing to scale its operations and reach customers across the globe. This allowed Amazon to grow exponentially, outpacing traditional brick-and-mortar stores that were confined by their physical locations. And then there's Amazon Prime. By combining technology with a unique business model, Amazon was able to offer a subscription service that provided benefits like free shipping and access to digital content. This not only increased customer loyalty but also created a new revenue stream for the company. And let's not forget about Amazon's foray into the world of artificial intelligence with Alexa, their virtual assistant. This move opened up a whole new market, further solidifying Amazon's position as a leader in retail and technology. So you see, technology was not merely a support system for Amazon, it was the catalyst that allowed the company to disrupt the retail industry, redefine shopping, and become one of the most valuable companies in the world. Technology provides the tools, the data, the platforms, and the capabilities that businesses need to innovate, to disrupt, and to thrive. It's a game changer, a boundary pusher, a door opener. Technology doesn't just support business, it can redefine it. What mindset do you need to disrupt an industry? This question is more than just a thought-provoker. It's a call to action, a rallying cry for those with the audacity to challenge the status quo. If you're intent on being a disruptor, it's the question you should be asking yourself every day. Take Tesla, for instance. This is a company that has turned the automotive industry on its head. But how? It wasn't just about creating a game-changing electric car. It wasn't just about introducing cutting-edge technology, it was about a mindset, a disruptive mindset that dared to question, dared to dream, and dared to disrupt. Tesla looked at an industry that was steeped in tradition, bound by convention, and said, "We can do better." They weren't content with just being another player in the automotive industry. They wanted to redefine what a car could be and what the automotive industry should be. When Tesla launched its first electric vehicle, the Roadster, back in 2008, it was met with skepticism. But Tesla was undeterred. They had a vision, a mission, and a disruptive mindset, and they stuck to it. Today, Tesla is a household name, synonymous with innovation, and a beacon for disruptors everywhere. This is the power of the disruption mindset. It's not just about having a brilliant idea, it's about having the courage to follow through, to challenge the norm, to push the boundaries of what's possible. It's about not just accepting the world as it is, but daring to envision what it could be. But let's be clear, disruption is not easy. It requires tenacity, resilience, and an unwavering belief in your vision. It requires a willingness to take risks, to face failure, and to keep going even when the odds are stacked against you. But as Tesla has shown us, the rewards can be monumental. So, if you're looking to make your mark, to shake up an industry, or to bring a groundbreaking idea to life, remember this. Disruption is not just about having a groundbreaking idea, it's about having the courage to make it a reality. Can established businesses survive the wave of disruption? That's the question that keeps many business leaders up at night. Yet it's not just about survival. It's about finding ways to thrive amidst the seismic shifts that are shaking up industries. Let's take a look at Microsoft, a titan of the tech world, which faced a turning point when disruption hit the software industry. The rise of cloud computing was a game changer, threatening to topple the traditional software business model. Microsoft, which had built its empire on software, could have resisted the change. Instead, it chose to adapt. Microsoft saw the potential in cloud computing early on. They recognized it as an opportunity, rather than a threat. They pivoted, focusing more on providing cloud-based services. Their cloud platform, Azure, is now a major player in the industry, taking on competitors like Amazon Web Services and Google Cloud. This didn't just happen overnight, it took a clear vision, a dedicated team, and a willingness to take risks. So, what can we learn from Microsoft's successful pivot? Firstly, it's about being open to change. Disruption is often seen as a threat, but it can also be an opportunity. It's a chance to innovate, to find new ways of doing things that could make your business stronger. Secondly, it's about being proactive. Don't wait for disruption to hit before you start thinking about how to adapt. Keep an eye on industry trends, and be ready to pivot when the time comes. Finally, it's about resilience. Disruption can be unsettling, But the businesses that thrive are the ones that can weather the storm. They're the ones that can turn disruption into an opportunity for growth. Remember, disruption isn't something to be feared, it's something to be embraced. As we've seen with Microsoft, the right approach can turn disruption into an opportunity for success. In the face of disruption, adaptability is a company's best defense. So let's not just survive the wave of disruption, let's ride it to new heights. Before we wrap up, we have something special for our dedicated viewers. We've designed a unique Disruption Warrior mug as a symbol of your commitment to thrive amidst disruption. Remember, just as this mug holds your drink, hold on to the mindset of turning disruption into an opportunity. Now, let's ride the wave of disruption to new heights together.